Hello, 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 and welcome to Motivation Monday. We have some new people in the group, so I just want to introduce myself. My name is Lois Godot, and I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor. And I'm also the founder of the Facebook group Mosaic Families Connecting and also the coaching program Mosaic Transformation Academy. Within the academy, I work with parents who are struggling with the challenges and changes of blending a family. I help them work with each member so they will have a sense of belonging, that they will feel heard and understood, and have a degree of happiness within the family. By doing this, they move from struggling in the family to having appreciation, strong bonds, and mutual respect in the family. Hello, thank you for coming by. And I also work with individuals who are just starting this blended family journey. I help them understand the unique dynamics to blending a family so that they can be more conscientious when they start the blended family journey, and that they will eventually have a happy blended family. So I'm so glad that you joined me today. I have the topic that I have today is called Why I Want My Stepkids to Call Me Mom or Dad. And this particular video, it's not about who's right or wrong. You won't leave with a definitive answer because the answer is going to lie within yourself. It's going to cause you to do a self inspection of why I really want my stepkids, bonus kids, whatever you call them, to call you mom or dad. And I just completed a 2-day workshop. And in that workshop, I talked about the difficulties of being a step parent in a blended family. And also that step parenting is very hard. Matter of fact, it's much harder than being a parent. And the reason why is because of the expectations. And the expectations as a biological parent is that your kids are going to appreciate everything that you do. They're going to automatically call you mom or dad. And there's going to be this love and this exchange and this bond. But when you are a step parent, that doesn't come that easily. And even though you have expectations that they're going to see how hard you're working for them, that they're going to appreciate you, they're going to love you, and they're going to see the commitment that you have, and then they'll have a degree of affection for you, that might not happen. So that's what I mean by it's harder because of the expectations, and the expectations may not be met. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about this ongoing battle. I've heard this battle between different people, and they're like, you know what? I should be called mom or dad. And while it may sound like it's not that big of a deal, but for some people, it really is. Now, if the biological parent is not in the picture, of course, it's not that hard of a decision to make because there's no mom or dad for whatever reason. They're not there. It's easier for the child to say the step parent is their mom or dad. But once there's multiple partners that are in this dynamics, it becomes much harder. So I just want to talk about some of the reasonings why I've heard people say they should be called mom or dad. So if you are a step parent and you fill in full time, meaning that the kids are with you um, at least 80 or 90% of the time, and you're doing everything for them. Or even if the parents are, yeah, you're doing everything for them. And so you feel like I should be called mom or dad because I'm going to parent teacher conferences, I'm going to the medical appointments, I'm meeting their physical needs, their emotional needs. So I should be called mom or dad. It's like it's my right because I'm doing all of this. And then you have parents that says, well, you know what? The kids are with me 50% of the time. They're with their mom or dad 50% of the time, and they're with me, and I'm doing just as much as they're doing. Again, going to school, registering them, going to medical appointments, making sure their needs are being met. I'm doing homework with them. I'm taking them places. I'm doing 50% as much as their other mom or dad are doing. And then you have the argument that it's disrespectful for the biological parent not to expect that the step parent would want to be called mom or dad because of what they're doing. And I've heard the other way around too, that it's disrespectful for the step parent to let the kids call them mom or dad is disrespectful to the biological parent. So it's this ongoing argument that goes back and forth. And again, I'm not here to say who's right or who's wrong because there's, like I said before, when you're in a blended family, there's so many different variables. I mean, every day there's something new, it's fluid, and the situations, they're just different. But what I would say is I want to know, why is it so important for you to be called mom or dad? Because that's really the question. Because the most important thing should be, if the kids are in a loving and supportive environment, and if they feel supported by you, and that relationship will become organic, which means it will just naturally flow out, and you won't have to say what you want your kids to call you. When I started my blended family, I didn't tell my husband, nor I told the kids what to call me or what to call him. Because for one, I felt that someone was already in that place. Their mother was there. And yes, it was a little different because I didn't have them 80% of the time or 50% of the time. It was like every other weekend. And I felt they had their mother. And so I wanted them to decide what role, what place I fit in their life. And so I was the supportive mom, and I supported them. So it didn't bother me not to be called mom. But I'm different. Some people, that, like I said, it does bother them to be called stepmom. Maybe stepmom is that negative connotation, is what I talked about when I talked about another video, the language decision. For some people, step is just negative for them. For me, it wasn't. It wasn't negative for me. And maybe if I was in a different situation, it might have been. But I didn't have a problem with it. My husband didn't have a problem not being called dad. But for some people, if you're doing all the work, for you, it's like, hey, you know what? I want to have this title. But the important thing is for you to have that supportive relationship with your child. And if you have that, they'll decide what they want to call you. And trust me, if that support is there, that affection is there, it will be something loving. And even if they just called you, let's just say a letter like Q, that would be an affectionate Q. So the important thing is for you to have that relationship, and not to go back and forth with somebody about why you want to be called this or whatever, long as you know. And I say a lot of times is, when you know the reason why, it makes things easier. So go ahead and search within yourself. Why do you want to be called this? Is it because you think stepmom means less than a mom? Is it because if I had that title of mom, it will make me feel more valued and recognized as someone important in their life? So you go ahead and do that soul searching to find out, why is that important for you to be called mom or dad? And so this is Motivation Monday, and I just want you just to kind of think about, why is that important to me to be called mom or dad? But to make sure that you have that supportive relationship with your bonus or your stepchildren. Okay, talk to you later.